I said I wish it'd been better before my 40s. It doesn't matter, girl. You in the 40s now, you still gonna do good. And in the 40s, you still should invest. You just want to become a little bit more conservative, because what you don't want to happen is for you to lose your shirt the way some people did. Yeah, that's all. And I got a couple more tidbits for you, okay? And then I'm gonna let y'all go tonight. Bank fees. How much? How many of us know what we really spend in bank fees? Now, look, I needed a whooping for this at one point in my life when I was like in my mid-20s. Oh, honey, I was the overdraft queen. When I oh yes, Pastor Michelle. When I was like, and I'm in my mid-20s, y'all, I was the overdraft queen, honey. I was drafting it up until this is how I learned my lesson. Okay, so the bank fees are $35, right? So if you overdraft like one time a month, that's still a lot of money. That's like what? That's like $416 or something in a year, right? Okay, so I would overdraft, and then I was with Bank of America at the time. So they line it up so the largest things come out of the account first. So I may get 5 or 6 overdraft fees on that one. Every month. Every month I was getting 5 or 6 overdraft fees. Every month at $35 a fee. So in the span of 2 months, that's $350 just right there. Over a year, almost $4,000 in overdraft fees. Now I didn't realize that's how much I was paying at the time. I didn't realize, but some of us are doing this on a regular basis. So we've got to stop with the bank fees. So I'm not even talking about like the $7 fee they charge you or your $3 maintenance fee, which I do suggest go to online banking if your banks are charging you a lot of fees, because those numbers add up. You have to look at, most people stick with a bank for a long amount of time. So you're thinking, oh, $3 isn't that big of a deal. Well, it is when you've been with a bank for 7 years. That's a lot of money they made on you on $3. But with me, like, I was the overdraft queen, okay, you guys? So pay attention to your bank fees. Pay attention to the maintenance, pay attention to the billing, and pay attention to the late fees, because some of us, you getting bank fees because you're late on your credit cards on a regular basis. Literally, there are many people in America. Now, I'm not joking. There are many people in America right now. And I used to be one of those, losing in between $8,000 and $10,000 a year in between my bank fees and my late fees, because I was not remembering to pay things. Sometimes it wasn't even that I didn't have the money. I just would not remember to pay it. I'd be like, oh, because I was so busy with other, y'all know I'd be up to things. So I don't do that anymore. Now I remember, I get them notifications, honey, and I pay stuff 5 or 6 days early now. But back in the day, I wasn't. But that came because I really sat down one day. And so I'm challenging some of you guys to look at your bank fee. Really be honest with yourself. How many times in the past year has your bank account gone into the overdraft? How many of your accounts have you been late on? Go and look at these fees, because you're still paying the fees. You're paying them in a small amount at one time, so it's painless. It doesn't feel painful to you. But when you go and you look, you're like, oh my God, I spent $35 over here and $45 over here, and I got a $10 fee on that, and they charging me $3 a month for my paper statement fee, and I never even look at the paper statement. You get what I'm saying? Like, and you're looking at it, you're like, oh my God. Y'all, nothing straightened me up quicker than getting 5 or 6 bank fees a month. Now, when your account is in the overdraft, you don't think anything about it. You're like, oh, okay, it's $140, right? I paid it when I get paid. But you don't think that you don't think about it, it's $140 like month after month after month after month after month after month, okay? Tearing you up, okay? And I know I'm not the only one. I know you ain't got to speak on it and say if it's you or not, but I'm just saying, really start looking at your fees for any account that you have where you have a late payment, even if it's your phone bill or a cable bill. They are giving you late fees, okay? And you're going to pay those late fees regardless, because you want the continuation of service. So a lot of us literally could put thousands of dollars back in our pocket if we were not paying late fees, if we were not paying bank fees, okay? So that's my spill on those, okay? And that's my confession. In my mid-20s, honey, I was the overdraft queen. But when I actually sat down and added it up month by month by month by month, what I was spending, I check myself. I check myself. Because when you really sit and you're like, oh my God, like $4,000. Like, what could I have done with an extra $4,000 this year? Money that I had, but I chose to spend it on NSF fees. Like, come on, girl, get yourself together. I had to check myself, okay? I had to check myself. And then lastly, you guys, last thing. Wait, I'm lying. I got two for you. I got two. Kind of three, because we already talked about the Roth IRA when Jermaine asked. But y'all, if you have kids, put them some money in a Roth. Like, it doesn't even have to be a large amount. Like, you seriously can put like $4,000 or $5,000 in a Roth for your kiddo and let it mature. Just let it sit there for like 40 years, and by the time they hit like 40, 45, they really will have like $75,000, $100,000, depending on how much you're contributing. But if you literally, if you went today and you put $4,000 in a Roth account, in a Roth IRA, and you let it sit for 40 years and you never put anything else in it, that $4,000 would turn into $60,000. I didn't say 16, I said 60,000 when you do the interest on it, okay? So these are amazing saving vehicles, okay? Amazing. They also give you tax-free in a Roth. Blink, blink, blink. It's tax-free in a Roth. And if you're real slick, you can borrow against it. Which many wealthy people have been doing for years, okay? Once I figured it out. You can borrow against. Also, how many of y'all know that you can contribute? Okay, this is the rule. If you're under 40, you can put up to $5,500 in your IRA, and it's going to get you a tax deduction. Yep, you sure can. You sure can, go digger. If you're over 50, you're allowed to put $6,500 a year in your IRA, okay, instead of paying into your taxes. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that? So like when the tax man comes, because a lot of us have to pay into our taxes, you can contribute. If you're under 50, you can put up to $5,500 in there instead of sending that money over to Mr. IRS. And if you're over 50, you can put $6,500 in there. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. You've been kicking yourself because I haven't been doing this like I should. A lot of people don't, Jermaine, because they don't think about it. And this is the thing, though. Let me tell y'all this: if you're gonna do that, like right now, like if you know you have to pay in and you're gonna do it before April 15th, you absolutely can. But you have to make sure when you go and you put that money in that you tell them this is for 2015. You have to tell them what year it wants to be, because if you don't, then they can turn around and they can make it for year 2016. Now, if you're married to who's older carries. Yep. Yes, Pastor Michelle. Yes. Also, some of you guys don't know about, how many of y'all know about the Savers Credit? Because I know a lot of people don't know about the Savers Credit. Savers Credit is amazing. And I don't know why they don't tell people about some of these things. Well, I do know why they don't tell, but that's a whole different story. That's a whole different story, you guys. Savers Credit. Give me a show of hands if you know about it. And if you don't, I'm finna tell you something fun that you might be able to use like right now. The Savers Credit. Well, I'm glad you asked, Pastor Michelle. You never heard about that one, Jermaine? Savers Credit is dope. What's going on, Yolanda? Basically, if you're contributing into your 401k, or if you've contributed into your IRA, basically, if you save, you get a credit for saving. Okay, if you're single, you have to make under $30,000 a year. If you're head of household, you can make $45,000 and under. If you're a couple, $60,000 and under. But basically, whatever you contribute, you guys, you can get anywhere from 10 to 50% of that as a credit. So let's say I make $30,000 a year, right? And I put $1,000 in my IRA. I put $1,000 in there. Well, I would get a tax credit for $500 because I saved. It's a saver's credit. So if you're putting money in your 401k or a traditional IRA or anything like that, and you saved it, then you get a credit in between 10 to 50% of however much you saved. Yeah, yes. I think it maxes out at like $2,000. It's like is the largest amount that they, that's the largest they'll let the credit go to. But yeah, I know. Blink, blink, blink. Again, I'm not an accountant, but I'm a finance person. And y'all, this is the thing. You have to know about these tax laws and these tax rules because this has everything to do with your wealth creation. A lot of it is terminology. Are you getting taxed on income? Because income gets taxed, but interest, but your interest gets taxed at a lower rate. That's how you have these people that are like billionaires and they pay less in taxes than their secretaries. And they borrow against their money. So then they say, well, I never really made an income. And they're utilizing the interest and they're borrowing against their own money. But they don't claim it as income. It's a terminology thing, okay? like you guys, please, if you don't do, spend some time before tax season, okay? Before tax season, just ask your accountant some questions. Get online and look at some of these new tax laws and regulations. And if you don't understand them, there are people you can call and they will explain them to you, because a lot of us miss a lot of money and a lot of opportunities to create wealth because we're unaware of these programs and we're unaware, of these credits and everything that's going on. I'm making your head hurt. I'm sorry I'm making your head hurt. I'm not trying to make it hurt. I got one more. And then we're going to bow out this thing for tonight. Let's see. We're taxed on earnings. They're on what? Let's see. They're on what's left after expenses. Yep. Yep. It's all in how you word it and all in how you put it down. Okay. So next thing, last one, commercial real estate. Rashauna's not in here right now, but she would be real hype about this, okay? Because she's a real estate investor. Commercial real estate, you guys. Okay, so let me teach y'all. Yes, these houses and lands. Let me give you some tea for the houses and lands, okay? Let me give you some tea for the houses and lands, y'all. If you have a building, right? And the building doesn't have a gigantic mortgage on it, okay? The building doesn't have a gigantic mortgage. What you can do is the depreciation deductions that you make. Oh, is it frozen? Okay, let me try it before it unfreezes, y'all. Before it freezes and cuts off. I think it's running out of time. Okay. Anyway, if you have a commercial real estate property and your building doesn't have a very large mortgage on it, your depreciation deductions will actually account for a good percentage of your rental income. Yeah. So your rental income is going to become free and it's going to be incurred from the income tax. So pretty legit, right? Pretty legit. I know. It's amazing. It's incredible. So anyway, those are some good wealth creation habits, you guys. And at the end of the day, oh shoot. Well, dang. I think I just lost y'all. Okay, you guys. Well, let me finish up here. At the end of the day, your money matters. Your wealth matters. Pay attention to what you're spending, where it's coming from, where it's going, okay? Ask your accountants about the tax laws and the rules and the regulations. Look them up yourselves to see what credits are available to you. And when you're buying your large purchases, really set down a plan of month to month, how much you can spend, how long it's going to take you. And, it never hurts to find out the option. If I pay for this in cash, how much am I saving, you guys? So that's it for tonight. I will see all of y'all on Sunday. Some of y'all may not see y'all on Sunday because of the Super Bowl game. But regardless, I love you the same. And I hope that you're enjoying learning about these money habits. And I hope that you are enjoying Millionaire Mindset, you guys, because Sunday is our last day. Is over. So whatever, Sunday is going to be a Q&A day over the whole entire course. So whatever questions that you guys have about any of the material that we've gone over, write them down and we're going to have a good time on Sunday and you can answer them all. Blink, blink, blink.